through it. So I'm just going to remind Brent, when you come over here, watch the cord, because we have to advance the screen ourselves. But welcome to September Town Hall. Already we're in the burrs, which means we're close to the end of the year. Next is October, then November, then December, and then it's Christmas, and then it's 2024. So I wanted to, we're having Senior Doc, and many of you know Anthony, who comes here a couple times a week to provide some medical care to our residents. And Senior Doc is actually going to be here a little bit more frequently, and so I wanted to introduce you to their VP of Business Development, Brent Rodriguez, someone I've known for a long time, a very long time. So please put your hands together for Brent Rodriguez.
Will do. Thank you. Hopefully everyone can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Debbie, for the opportunity to share a little bit about who we are and what we do. Judy and I go way back, and Debbie, yeah, we go back 20 plus years, and so it's an honor to be here. You know, we're a primary care physicians group in a lot of different states. We're in a lot of different markets and cities and counties. And one thing that's always unique about Walnut Village is we all know it's beautiful and it's gorgeous and you have amazing spaces like this, but one thing that's really different about this community is it's the people, it's the staff, the residents, you know, all the vendors and the people that create amazing experiences here. It's a great feeling walking into Walnut Village, so I love being here, and I'm grateful to have a few minutes with you all. Today we're talking a little bit about our clinic that we're rolling out as an option to you folks if it's ever needed. You know, it's very much optional, and so I want to start and end with that we're just trying to expand the types of services that are available for you, just to make it a little bit more convenient if you know, if some of the services are ever come up that are needed. So we were called Geis Med for 10 years. We started in 2014. And about 6 months ago, we rebranded as a company called Senior Doc. Can I get a show of hands of has anyone ever heard of us before, or has anyone met Anthony, our provider? A couple people? Okay, great. And feel free to ask any questions along the way. So our Senior Doc team of nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and doctors, today we're over 200 staff. We're 10 minutes away in the city of Orange, so we're very, very much local. And 58 physicians and nurse practitioners, what we call providers. So we're not a startup company. We've been doing this a long time. And we do, it's called on-site primary care. So all of our physicians and providers are all mobile, where we come to you. 10% of our patients, our residents, are in their own homes, and 90% are in communities. Like Walnut Village. We have a very much of a high-touch model where we're in communities at least once a week, oftentimes twice a week. At this community in our clinic, Anthony will be here, our nurse practitioner, twice a week in our clinic on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we'll talk a little bit about the type of services we'll be offering. Communication, so lots of check-ins with your health services director and your clinical team. We come to you. We can come to your apartment or cottage, or you can come to us in our clinic. So does everyone, Debbie, can you share a little bit about where the clinic is?
Yeah. So, thank you. So you guys all know where Pam's office is. You go to get your blood pressure taken, etc. There's a little doctor's office or clinic right around the corner from the entranceway, and that's where Anthony and his medical assistant are going to be every Tuesday. And are you our medical assistant?
Yeah,
come out here for a second. This is
my name is Durf, and I'll be Anthony's medical assistant.
Durf. I once knew a guy, and his name was Fred, but backwards it's Durf. Is that you?
Yeah.
Welcome, Durf.
Thank you. So Durf will be here all day Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't know the exact time off the top of my head for Anthony, our provider, but it's more morning to noonish in that time frame, Tuesdays and Thursdays. But for general questions about services we offer, or you need flyers, or we're having an upcoming dog talk in October. I think it's on the 6th on Parkinson's. We're really big on education, so we're doing in-services for the staff on ongoing education for the team. And then we're going to be doing some doc talks with different topics. If anyone wants to hear any type of topic that's specific, we're very open to ideas. And then we're 24/7. So if someone calls us at 2 in the morning and you need something, we have physicians on call. It's not going to be Anthony, our provider, because he's sleeping. But we always have physicians and staff available 24/7. So some of the services that we offer, obviously primarily on-site primary care. We do medication refills and medication reconciliation. So if you have different specialists, cardiologists, that are giving you different types of medications and you want a medication review, we can do that as part of our clinic. We work with lots of different labs and do diagnostics. We have mobile phlebotomists that come to your apartment, that come here. And, psych, if someone's really struggling with, loss of a spouse, or just really struggling with the idea of being in your home for 20 years, and, it's a big change moving into a community like this. If someone's needing, talk therapy with a psych nurse, we have a lot of different types of services that are available for all kinds of people. We do a lot of telehealth, so if it's a day that Anthony's not here and we can't bring in another provider to here and it's urgent, if it's on a on a Wednesday or a Friday, we have telehealth as an option if it's urgent, where we can jump on some FaceTime and get an order for a Z-Pack or something like that if something can't wait. So that's another option. And coming out of COVID, out of the pandemic, I think more and more people were open to that, and if needed, the community can help facilitate that with the clinical team to get FaceTime if you're having trouble with the tech support to get that set up. This is kind of who we are, where we're going. We're going into Texas, Tennessee this year, and lots of different states. This flyer on the left, this is Anthony. He's awesome and easy to talk to and work with, and will answer any questions and spend lots of time with you. He's a nurse practitioner. He can write orders for labs or diagnostics or anything that you might need. If he needs to, he can consult with a physician. We have supervising physicians, and we have a psychiatrist and a lot of medical directors, a lot of different support for our providers. But the industry is really shifting towards these mid-level providers because, for a lot of different reasons, you get more time with the provider. Oftentimes with doctors, everything's happening very fast, and you don't get as much time. So if you go to urgent care, if I go to my doctor, typically, oftentimes, more often than not, it's a nurse practitioner or physician assistant. So I would say 3/4 of our practice is mid-level providers, 1/4 is doctors. So we help with lab work, sick visits, telehealth visits, annual wellness exams, medication refills, EKGs, x-rays, ultrasounds, transitional and chronic care programs, and referrals and coordinations with specialists. So what does that all mean? If you like your doctor, keep your doctor. So I'll say that again. If you like your doctor, keep your doctor. We're not here to say we're trying to become your doctor. We're not. You can keep your physician and use us. We're not a subscription model. You can use us as a clinic, so to speak. We just bill Medicare. So unless you have Kaiser, there may be an out-of-pocket fee, or some of the other HMOs, but most people who have Medicare, we can just bill their insurance. It's a one-time thing. Think of us as, hey, I'm not feeling great to go out to my doctor's office, or they're not available for a week. I just want to pop over and see Anthony in the clinic. We can get see what's going on and see if we can help you. If you want us to become your physician, and maybe you don't have a strong relationship with your primary care physician, your PCP, we can become your PCP, your primary care physician, through Anthony. So you can use us in one of two ways, through the clinic or as a PCP. Insurance, traditional Medicare, we accept all major PPOs, and we have some HMO plans. Open enrollment is October 15th, it's coming up. If you want to get out of an HMO to get onto a Medicare, we work with independent insurance agents that can look at your health and your age and a lot of different factors to recommend which plan might be best for you. Our providers are what we call the tip of the iceberg. So they get more face time with our patients, the residents who live here. Underneath them we have Durf, who's a care manager, who's an MA, a medical assistant. And then we also have scribes who are RNs. And then underneath them there's social workers, nurses, medical directors, palliative care, high-risk team, after hours triage. There's a lot of support. So we look at the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg, and then there's a lot of support underneath those folks. The elephant in the room is oftentimes incontinence for a lot of people, where it's embarrassing, and oftentimes people, it's not a fun topic to talk about. We have a lot of different products and solutions if that ever comes up that we're available for. And so we're doctor founded and operated. We've done over 220,000 visits. Obviously urgent care, telehealth, and we accept most major insurances. We're starting a podcast soon, so you're welcome to listen. More information to come on that soon. We're excited about that. And to sign up, one is you can just show up on Tuesdays or Thursdays and talk to Durf. You can call our main phone number. We have lots of information up here. You can email our intake team. We can just take pictures of your insurance cards and get you going, or just be able to answer questions because you may have some individual questions. But we want to make it really easy for you. It's an honor to be here. We want to be an extension of Debbie and her team. And really our goals are the same. It's to reduce falls, reduce ER visits, extend lengths of stay. We want to be proactive, keep you healthy, and if we identify some gait issues where we think someone could benefit from some PT, some physical therapy, we'll be proactive to recommend that. At the end of the day, you're in control. You'll decide what you want to do, but we work with the Walnut Village team to use the preferred vendors that they use, that they like, that give the best clinical outcomes for you. So we vetted out, Walnut Village has vetted out a lot of different companies to give you some great options. And that's it. Thank you. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Let me give you another. Go ahead.
Sure.
Hands up.
Okay, when we decided to come, or when I decided to come to Walnut Village, they had a care center, and that was one of the deciding factors. We got here, and there ain't no care center. So then we had, okay, we could go Tuesdays and Thursdays to the clinic downstairs, which we call Pam's office, and that was available.
Right.
And we have care centers, caregivers who come up to our apartment if we've had surgery or something like that. So now you're saying, we've got you and your staff, and I'm sure you cost money, and so we're losing them again. I mean, we probably are getting good service, but to me, we're just spending more money because they keep taking away things that they promised in the beginning.
Actually, Judy, we're adding. So Pam is not going anywhere. Pam is still available. We're just having Anthony available instead of going to your doctor. So if you're not feeling well, you've got a respiratory infection, you can't get into your doctor for another 2 weeks, you can go down to the clinic, and Anthony, being a nurse practitioner, can diagnose you and then actually write the prescription to get you the antibiotic right away, so you don't have to go and suffer. Then you can go back to your doctor, and again, Anthony's just going to bill your Medicare just like your doctor would. So you're getting an additional benefit by having Senior Doc come here, a mobile clinic that comes to us when you guys need additional assistance. And you don't have to use it. It's obviously wonderful for our residents in Summer House. It gets very difficult to get them out into a doctor's office. It's very challenging for them to have to wait. And we've got some other residents here who have a lot of difficulty getting on the bus and getting to their doctor's appointment, and so it's a godsend to have these mobile docs come in and assist us. So it's actually an add-on.
We'll still have transportation to our doctor.
Of course you will. And then I'm going to talk about even some additional transportation. So yes, absolutely. Dawn, and Judy's coming with the mic.
If you answer no to my question, I'll stop the other ones. Do you have a relationship with SCAN?
No, sir. That's it's a challenge to contract with them. They're an HMO, and they have, it's kind of like Kaiser, where they don't really work outside of their network. They have their own network. SCAN's another great option. They do very similar services to what we do, outside of the clinic that's available. But yeah, they're another great option.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Would you be equal to an urgent care center, and then would we be billed?
Depending on your insurance, most of the time we're billing your Medicare insurance, and so there's usually nothing out of pocket, depending on what insurance you have. Depending on the urgent care and type of service, they're all a little bit different. We can do most of the services that they do in an urgent care. We can do most of them. I think the community here is somewhat limited on some of the things that they can do. Obviously nothing super invasive we don't do, and the community doesn't do like the super invasive stuff like G-tubes and IVs, but we do a lot, a lot. So I think the community can do like things like your care, the dressing, showering, incontinence, medication, escorting, even medication management. And so we come in and we're doing like labs and diagnostic, and if you need to change an order on a blood pressure medication, or you need something changed, then it's the same thing as going to your doctor's office. It's just not having to get in the car and drive over and see your doctor. We're going to be right here, especially when you're not feeling well.
Judy.
I'm waiting for the mic. One of the most frequent things that happens here is that someone has a fall. And then they have to be whisked over to the hospital to make sure that their head's okay. Is there any way to get around that with your service?
Yeah, great question. So if there's an unwitnessed fall, the community, I don't want to speak for Debbie or the nursing team, but typically if there's a fall, generally they send them out, especially if there's potential head injury, that's typically what they're going to recommend. Because we're only here 2 days a week, it probably won't change. Our goal is to minimize those and team up with the community here and build up your strength and do PT if needed, or occupational therapy. But unfortunately, there's not a great solution there. I mean, we can do telehealth, but generally speaking, we send people out and in those situations, just because you always run the risk of a brain bleed or something going on.
Yeah, and only a CT scan or another device can actually
So we need to get on
determine that.
Actually, we do have a program with Senior Doc. It's called Remote Patient Monitoring to prevent you from falls. So we have my name is Alam. I'm one of the medical assistants at Senior Doc. So we just started a new program called Remote Patient Monitoring. So what we provide for our Medicare residents and PPO residents. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay, sorry about that. So my department for remote patient monitoring is what we provide for our residents and patients if they have Medicare and PPO, which is United Healthcare or Aetna or Anthem Blue Cross. So thank you. So we have some type of devices that it's for fall risks. It's like a Fitbit. We actually have 2 residents here that actually have it. I don't know if it's okay if I mention their names. Okay, no, don't mention?
Correct.
Okay, okay, all right. So, what it is a Fitbit, it's like a watch. It's a fall detection device. And if you're on the floor for 10 seconds, it will detect that fall. And instead of you pushing a button, it connects it to 3 different emergency contacts into our portal. So what that device is, we have a blood pressure cuff, glucose monitor, just based on your chronic conditions. So that's one thing for fall risk, if you ever need one. And you don't have to be a senior dog patient or resident to have this. So as long as you have Medicare and PPO, you're good.
I do have a second question as an afterthought. I have, in addition to HMO, Medicare Part A and Part B. So if something happened and I required your services and you couldn't bill SCAN, could you bill Medicare?
You give a, so basically when you go into open enrollment, if you choose an HMO, you don't pay the actual, how do I explain this? You're not gonna have a supplemental insurance. Your HMO is already contracted for all services. So you're not paying the supplemental insurance premium and you're not paying the 20% that Medicare doesn't cover. Your supplement's paying that. So to get back to your question, your HMO is not contracted with Dr. Geis or Senior Doc, so it'd be a private pay instance in your part. Unfortunately, it doesn't default to Medicare Part A or B.
And hopefully those are only once or twice a year you might need us for an urgent care. If you're contracted with a different HMO, it's really only for those urgent visits.
I'll get to Mary now.
When we contract with you, are you charging per visit or are you charging per month? Say I need 5 times or 6 times.
Sure.
Do you charge for 5 times or do you charge for that whole month?
Yeah, the question is do we charge on a subscription model each month we're billing, or is it per visit? And the answer is per visit. So if you use us once a year, twice a year, then we just bill for those 1 or 2 visits. If we're seeing you every other week just to kind of check in and see if you need anything, or some residents we're seeing once a quarter. If you're independent, you're healthy, and you don't need us, we may pop in just to say hi. And if someone's high acuity and they're needing a lot of care, we might be in there every week. It just depends on what your needs are. And again, we have lots of flexibility. That's one of the benefits of Senior Doc. We can be used for emergencies, or we can be your routine on-site primary care groups. And you don't need to sign up. It's just we just bill insurance for that one visit. All right. Well, I think that's it. Thank you, Debbie, for the opportunity, and thank you. And
Thank you, Brent, and everyone from Senior Doc, and Dirk. Nice meeting you, and welcome. And there are some flyers up here at the front, and Linda, I'll make sure I get your pen bowl back to you guys. You're welcome to stay. If not, then it's awesome to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dirk, we'll see you soon. Oh, okay, and as promised, and I want to thank Elaine for this. Elaine brought to my attention the city of Anaheim has something called Senior Wills Program. And I know sometimes it gets a little frustrating with our transportation working till 4:30. Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of appointments, doctor's appointments scheduled on a specific day. You can't get the transportation without us calling a Lyft. This is a nice solution. City of Anaheim offers transportation program for Anaheim seniors. It offers rides to social, recreational, shopping, and medical appointments within a 10-mile radius of your Anaheim home. That would count here. Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., so some extended hours. And then Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that's kind of nice to know. It's only $2 each way. So of course you'd need 2 vouchers for a round trip ride. And I have put, included with your Friday memo, a flyer regarding this program as well as the application to sign up and contact them. And so that's just a nice option, a nice alternative if you need help getting somewhere. So thank you, Elaine, for letting us know about that.
Can I ask a question on that? Will they take you to church on
Yes,
Sunday?
they will take you to church on Sunday.
How much advance notice do they need?
I think they said 48 hours, it's first come, first serve. Okay, Summer House 2 project, I'll go fast because we got a little bit behind today. Thank you for your patience, by the way. Summer House 2, of course, we've done all the plumbing. The corroded pipes have been removed and the nice new fresh ABS pipes have been installed. There was a lot of water damage over the years coming in from windows, coming in from the roof. That really impacted the structure of the building. They're still doing some structural shoring over there. You've seen all the stucco being pulled off because even though the stucco may have looked good, we find that there is quite a bit of water damage underneath. So that's all being replaced. And we are still on track to open June of 2024 for Summer House 2. I'm going to ask Pam to come on up and talk a little bit about COVID and the vaccine. And I'll give you this.
Can we get
Half the straw.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, loud. Tip it up more.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here, use this one, Pam.
Hello.
Testing, testing. You talked into it.
Okay, is that better?
Just keep talking, you'll pick it up.
Okay. So COVID updates. We're currently experiencing a small resurgence of COVID in our community. 2 residents are currently positive, and we have 1 staff member that is positive. Remember, if you have been exposed to someone with COVID or you don't feel well, please remain in your apartment. Call nursing department. We'll be happy to come and test you or leave you some test kits. We have plenty. Again, please, if you're not feeling good, it's not a summer cold. It is probably COVID, okay? Our next COVID booster clinic is scheduled for October 10th. I'll be getting a flyer together for you. The new COVID vaccines are from Moderna and Pfizer. They've been authorized by the CDC and the FDA for everyone 6 months of age or older, regardless of their vaccination status. The mRNA vaccines will be available to the public by the end of the week, and they are available, I believe, now. Reasons to get vaccinated. COVID-19 hospitalizations have been increasing since late summer, albeit not to the same extent as the previous year, thanks to prior immunity from vaccinations and infections. However, immunity diminishes over time and the virus produces new variants. That's where we're at now. The vaccines have not been updated for a year and only about 21% of Californians are up to date on their shots. Vaccination remains essential for public health and protection against severe COVID-19 outcomes. And I'm not going anywhere. I think you guys are gonna like senior docs coming into the building. I'm really excited about it. Come and meet Anthony. More information will be coming.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to invite Susan from Sales and Marketing to come on up. And again, thank you for all of your patience today with the changes in time and with a guest speaker. And then Susan, if you'll just press this arrow button. If you want to advance to the next slide.
See this one. Good afternoon, everyone. As you can see, there's quite a bit of advertising going on for the fall. So the first one is the California Retired Teachers Association. We co-op this with about 5 of our other front porch communities, and it goes out to the organization of retired teachers. It's always a good draw. They do have certain seminars and everything, so it's a good chance for us to be visible with a lot of different communities throughout California. The next one that we have is the OC Register. We're going to be in the best of issue on the 24th of this month. So we'll have one of our ads that you're very familiar with the ads that we have. We just rotate them out. Until next year, we will not have a new ad campaign, so you will be seeing the same pictures that you've been seeing, just in different settings with different verbiages. The other is the OC Orange County Jewish Life. This is something that we do a couple times a year. So we've got it set for the High Holy Days, which will start today. So it's a good opportunity for all the people of the Jewish faith to be recognized and be introduced to Walnut Village. A new one that we haven't done it before. It will probably be coming out in November. It's through the Council on Aging, and we are going to be highlighted as one of the CCRC communities here in Orange County. What I've been told, it's going to be like Regents Point, Town and Country, ourselves, and then there was another one that I actually do forget who it was. It was another smaller one, not one that most of you might have ever looked at. Then we have another new one coming out. It'll be in the Golfers magazine. So it's going to hit about 12 of the country clubs throughout Orange County, from South County up into the Old Ranch area. So that will be another annual type publication that will be going out. So it'll be in in the pro shops that people can pick up that are there. It's just another avenue to get word out to people that have the same interests that some of you might have had when you first moved here to Walnut Village. And then today we had another e-blast go out, and I saw it, it's in our blog actually, with Doug and Ellen from our newsletter, so they're highlighted once again. But we do continue that all the time.
You missed number 5.
Oh, Sagerstrom, my God, how could I forget that one? That one is a really big one. Debbie and I are both really happy that they had taken it out of our budget last year. And so we kind of begged to get it put back in.
We advocated.
No, we begged. So we are able to have it go in starting for the November, December, and January performances. We both just got out the call. I was a little bit longer to get over here. But we are putting it back into our budget for the next fiscal year so that we'll get the visibility. Because I remember years ago when I was here at Walnut, we had it there. When I was back in, because I go to Sagerstrom quite often, I really do miss not seeing us in their magazines. So I'm very happy that that's going to be part of it. The other, we have a lot of events coming up. Starting on this coming Wednesday, we have the Art of Right Sizing. So this was part 1 of a 2-part series. It's a new method of our direct mail pieces where we're sending out one postcard type invitation that will indicate that there's 2 different series that are available for them. So coming on, the first one is the Art of Right Sizing, where General Transitions Regional Director will come, talk to people about the different ideas of how to downsize, but then also to talk about the different programs that their company may have that help people not have to pay them right away, where they can put it into their escrow and then get paid to the moving service at that point too. So that will be on September 20th. It will be from 10:30 to 1:30 with the presentation and luncheon. We have about 41 prospects or individuals interested in Walnut Village that are going to come. On 10:3, marketing, I'll be hosting Joy LaRue's group. She has about 10 individuals. It'll be held in the vault, and that will be at 6 p.m. And October 11th, we added a new event. It's a VIP luncheon and open house. So we're going to highlight our 2 cottages over right behind me to have people come in for the lunch and then to show them the 2 cottages, and, you know, hopefully they will, you know, decide to move in, commit to those accommodations by the end of October, and then be with us maybe by December or sooner. The other is the second part series of the 2-part series, In Our Own Words. This is similar to the resident panel that we held earlier. So there'll be about 3 to 4 of our residents that will speaking at that to the prospects coming for that. Now the good part is we have move-ins. So on September 28th, Jean Page Peterson and her husband Phil Peterson will be moving into 235. Some of you might have already met them through the course of time of different events that they've been coming to. Very lovely couple. They're coming to us from Long Beach. The next, we have commitments now. So commitments where we have an actual date. Someone will be moving on November 14th. That is Jackie, Carolyn, Allen. They're coming to us from Huntington Beach, and they're moving in from 120 into 126. Then we have 332, which was our Balboa. That was Dr. Serafino and his wife, Jane Quizon. They are moving in possibly, if we get everything done, by late October, or by around the 21st is October. They're going on a cruise, so their family is hoping that while they're gone enjoying themselves, that they can get their apartment moved over to eliminate some of the stress for them. And some of you have met Jane. You'll probably remember if you did meet her, she was very adamant that she was not going to move about a month ago. so she is moving now, and she's very happy. And I think you guys will really, really enjoy both of them as well. Marina right now is off to Barbara Kavanaugh's house in Placentia. She is going to be committing to the cottage 925. So that Marina will know later this afternoon when she comes back if it's going to be a late October move or a November move. So those are the good parts. Unfortunately, we did have 2 move-outs, which probably you're probably aware of 2 of our residents that did pass. I think that was it.
Okay, thank you very much, Susan. I think next up is, it's Ethan. Come on up, Ethan.
Thank you, Deb. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Glad it's cooled off a little bit for us now.
Yes.
Anyways, we have a few things going on. Upcoming October 9th through the 20th, we're going to have our window washing again. So reminders, if you guys can please put out your door tags that we've passed out. That'll be a big help to us. In case you're not home, we can get in there, get the windows cleaned, the screens taken down. Or not. And then also, once we get them down, please allow us about 2 days to get those screens back up. It takes us just a little bit of time to get them cleaned and dried out, and then organize it back up to your unit. And then finally, we have got the El Capitan fireplace completed, and it is working. Hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy that this winter now. Also, our courtyard, the palm trees were trimmed last weekend, so that should look nice and neat. And we finally got the flagpole out in the front here. We had new lights installed for that because the other ones were failing and falling apart, so that should be nice and bright now. Other than that, that's what we have going on. Oh, there's one.
Yes.
The entrance balls. Finally got those painted, and I think we have a good color that everybody's
Haven't heard anything.
happy with.
That's a good thing.
Hope everybody's happy with that. It did take a lot more time in picking that color. Let's see. Oh, the jetting we ended up having to take off. Unfortunately, the jetting got canceled yesterday, so that's fine. earthquake gas valves installed for the cottages, and then also for the care center in the back. It will not affect the village at all, but for the cottages, it will be down for a few hours, so there'll be no gas. We won't be starting until 10 a.m. So if you need a shower or something, hot water, washing clothes, whatever, please do that before then. We will be coming around. We're going to schedule mid-October to come around and do a HVAC winter pre-check. So I want to come around and make sure everybody's heaters are working properly. So if you are not going to be around during that time, please let us know. We can get in there sooner, or we can schedule an appointment with you to get in there and check that out for you. And that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. The question was, are we still exploring solar panels? Yes, we are. We're going to be sitting down with some companies and going over some options for solar panels.
By any chance, are you still spraying for mosquitoes?
Yes, we are on.
We had a few come in our house yesterday. I think what happened, maybe the cleanup lady left the door open as she went to the balcony or something. But Joan got bit 2 or 3 times.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we are on a. Right now, I have a monthly program going on.
I had a screen missing for the last 2 times that they washed windows. Will that be replaced on this next time, or is it always going to be off?
No, it should have been replaced last time. I'll get with you.
It's been reminded like 4 or 5 times.
Okay, I'll get with you afterwards, and I'll make sure we take care of that.
Any other questions
else?
for Ethan? Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you, guys.
Kim?
Okay, I know everybody's been enjoying the fresh peaches, but that season is sadly coming to an end. So beginning on Monday, October 2nd, we will switch from the whole fresh peaches being available to the whole fresh pears. They're looking very nice as well, so I think you'll enjoy those. Also on October 2nd, we are going to make some fall changes to the lighter fare section of the always available menu. There'll be a new salad. It's called the Autumn Salad. We're going to do shrimp your way, so you'll be able to order shrimp several different ways. And then we'll also have a creamy seafood salad that I think you'll enjoy. We're also making the fall changes to the bistro lunch menu. They aren't finalized yet. I'm still going through all the food suggestions that you all made. Thank you so much. I have a big stack to go through. And I have spotted some nice suggestions on those surveys that I think will make a nice fall change for the bistro lunch menu. That will also start on the 2nd. And then we have a staffing change to announce. Chef Guillermo gave us his resignation this week. Many of you may know that he's been going to school. He's going to be completing his master's degree in finance this May. And he had an opportunity to get a job with an accounting firm because he did not have any finance experience on his resume. So I think this is a very smart move for him prior to finishing his master's degree. So his last day will be September 27th. If you see him, wish him well. Any questions? Yes.
Kim, I don't know whether this is under your domain, but I'd like to know who put up the signs, "Do not pick the fruit," in the
That was not me. Ethan, would that have been the landscapers? Okay, the landscapers did that. I don't know if maybe they sprayed and it wasn't safe to pick the fruit.
I'm not sure exactly what the reason was for the reason.
But they did take the signs down, so feel free to pick the fruit.
Get your lemons. Okay, Sandy's off, so you guys have seen this 1,000 times, but it bears repeating because we all get these scam calls every day. Obviously, if you see a number you don't recognize, just don't answer it. Let it go to voicemail. If it's legitimate, you can call it back. You get a lot of texts and emails that say your USPS package can't be delivered. You need to call or click on a link to refreeze or unfreeze the delivery. Don't do it, it's a trap. They do the same thing for Amazon. And again, text messages, you can usually tell if it's a really crazy looking link, it's a scam. So when in doubt, ask Sandy. Ryan's probably pretty good with that. Judy's pretty good with that. Me, we'll always err on the side of don't open it, unless you know exactly who it's from. And hopefully you will too. And I'm also Les today, so just so you know, Sunday morning church services, of course, are here every Sunday at 10:30. Weekly Bible discussions every Wednesday morning at 10:30 in the LLC. The women's Bible study focusing on the series The Chosen, I think that's still going on. Thursday afternoons at 1 o'clock in Joy LaRue's apartment. And the Roman Catholic Communion service is typically the first and third Mondays of the month at 10:30 here in the chapel. However, due to Bill's service, we won't have the October 2nd communion. We will be having Bill's service here. And then the monthly newsletter, the Chapel News, is available the first Tuesday of the month at the Post. And Chaplain's available in San Andreas Vault every Sunday and every Wednesday at 2 p.m. I think there's a couple things going on in October, so just look to the calendar. Those dates might change a little bit. And at this point, I have a blank page. I'd like to invite Ryan up.
Afternoon, everyone. I just want to talk briefly about everyone's least favorite four-letter F word. Falls, not the other one. So Fall Prevention Week is next week, actually. So I just wanted to bring to light, make everyone keep it in the back of their mind that falls can happen to anybody. Anybody. I was gone a couple weeks ago. I fell. What? Happens to anybody. So falls represent the largest percentage of reported incidents at Walnut Village, at retirement communities across the board, and it's just definitely a leading cause of injury.
So exercise doesn't work.
I'll get to that. No, I'm going to get to that though, because there's a point I was going to make about that. I was going to tie into that one. So 56, that's how many reported falls happened this year at Walnut Village that required medical attention in some way, shape, or form. That's a big number. Yeah. That's reported falls, not the ones that no one said anything about. I'd be guessing it's probably about the same number. So this is an issue, right, for everybody. So we need to, there's some things we can do though, thank goodness, right, that hopefully we can do the best we can to limit these falls from happening.
Sorry.
So again, just some more, right? A slip and fall can definitely change life as we potentially know it, right? If we break a bone, break a hip or something like that, it changes things dramatically. So it threatens our independence, safety obviously, so we want to limit those the best we can. There's also the fear of falling. Sometimes it's between our ears. We don't want to fall, right? So we're fearful of it, but then it becomes a vicious cycle. Breaking that cycle can be very difficult. Right? If we're afraid of falling, we usually do less. If we do less, then our muscles are usually going to atrophy and we're not going to be as strong. If that happens, then we actually have an increased risk of falling, and then we actually fall. There's the circle, right? So we want to do what we can to break that cycle. How do we break that cycle? I was getting there. Thank you for answering my question. Yes. Any of those answers that you just thought about or said out loud are going to be the right answer. Exercise, getting out and walking, just moving, going down and playing cards, or going down to have dinner. That counts. You still got up, you went somewhere, and you came back. You don't have to go walk a marathon or several miles a day. Just getting up, getting out, being with your friends and fellow residents here, it makes a difference. It really does. Some other ways that things we can do to help prevent falls. Remember how I said I fell, right? Proper footwear, something we don't think about. So I had a pair of old slip-ons with no traction. I was walking on a rock, I slipped and fell. Footwear is a big deal. You'd be surprised how many of the bottom of our shoes are kind of worn. You can learn a lot as Judy checks her shoes. You can tell a lot by what the bottom of your shoes look like. If they're kind of worn, might be time to think about getting some new shoes. There's no commission from Nike or anything like that, but just something to think about. Other things we can do, right? Talk to your healthcare provider, your doctor, if we have any fall risks. Maybe the medication you're taking could definitely be a factor. Again, that kind of vicious cycle, if we're afraid of falling, that can be something even just talking with someone about can definitely help. And then of course, I'm gonna be the one that says, yes, exercise, 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 doing the best we can to improve our strength. Gary's shaking his head because exercise is a 4-letter word for him. We can improve our strength, we can improve our balance. There's multiple different ways to do that. So walking, again, there's no substitute for walking. Again, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you can muster is gonna be a benefit for you. Resistance training, helping getting our muscles strong. All of the equipment that we have in the gym helps challenge those muscles and challenges them and makes them stronger. Different balance classes, balance 1, balance 2, yoga if you want to try that. If those times don't work for those class settings, we also do one-on-one balance for at any time as well, as long as we're available. And short, they're like 10 or 15 minutes. It doesn't take long. 10, 15 minutes, you get a lot out of it in a short period of time, and just a couple times a week. It doesn't take hours and hours, I promise. Other things you can do, make sure your home is safe as well, right? Remove things you can trip over. Shoes laying around, you got cords for things charging, pet toys. Sorry to say it, sometimes pets, small little dogs, right? I got 2 little dogs, I almost tripped over one again the other. Maybe it is me. Maybe I am a klutz, maybe it's me. Look in here. Throw rugs, those can be a trip hazard if they get stuck under something, you know, they can move around as well. If you need grab bars, give Ethan, put a work order in the front desk, have a grab bar installed, or ask for help. Holidays are coming up, if you need help moving boxes from downstairs in the cages or anything like that, it's a phone call away to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Did I drive the message home? Any questions for anybody?
Yeah.
I'll take it. Second. There we go. I got it. There we go.
On your wonderful list of things to do, I didn't see walking in the water.
Definitely walking in the pool definitely works as well. I was just going over strictly improving strength and balance. But yes, pool is not to be overlooked as well. Water aerobics and or hydrotherapy is very, very beneficial as well. You get that all-around resistance through the water. Yes, thank you for Judy for amending my list. Thank you. Anything else that I probably missed? Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Ryan. It's always hard to follow Ryan. But if anyone can, it's Judy Marsh. Welcome, Judy Marsh, everyone.
All right, I brought everybody back from our trip. We had an awesome time. I think everybody really enjoyed themselves. Photos are up on Facebook, so make sure you take a look at them. I think you will truly enjoy them. Before I begin, Lashana Tova, Happy New Year to all of our Jewish residents and their families. And I will have something for everybody next week. We'll have a little bit of honey and a little bit of apples, so all of us can bring in a sweet and happy new year. What's going on around here? We have a lot going, and I am thrilled that we have so many people going with us. I had 14 going with me to Target today. Maybe the gift cards help a little bit, because they used a lot of the gift cards. Tomorrow, J.J. O'Neill will be here. At 3 p.m. he'll be in the LLC, and he will show his personal photos of 9/11. Some of you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, there's nothing dramatic about it. It's very well done. These are photos that you will never have seen anywhere except from him, because he was physically there and he was allowed to take as many photos as he wanted. He's a former FBI agent. We have Sense of Place on Monday, 10:30, 1, and 3 o'clock. You only need to go to one of the sessions. Bingo will be at 2 o'clock, but it's going to be in the Red Chair Lounge. I am very apologetic. I didn't do too much investigating, or enough investigating. The Los Alamitos Racetrack, their website says that they are running for thoroughbreds from the 15th to the 23rd. I assumed their website was correct. It is not. They are only running the weekends, so we obviously are not going there, but we're going to Maury's, and everybody likes that. It's the Italian restaurant down at the end of the street. Birthday show is on Thursday with Sonny Leland. You will love him if you've not heard him. He's a jazz pianist, and fortunately we will have the piano tuned after he is here. Yeah. He is wonderful. On Friday, September 22nd, Bob Hartman will be here. Bob is a docent at the Midway in San Diego, and he graciously comes up here and does lectures for us. And this lecture will be the Midway battles. It's really very interesting. He is very informative. So please try to come to that. September 23rd at 3 o'clock is the Chorale concert, which means that bingo will be, I think it's at 1:30 to 2:30 instead. Yes?
Would you mention the Midway is an aircraft carrier?
Oh, I'm sorry. There again, I assumed. The Midway is an aircraft carrier down in San Diego. He is a docent. Bob is a docent, and he is just really, really interesting. Even if you've attended before, I don't think he's been here in maybe 5 years. You can come back again. We're trying to move this on fast. Bowers, on the 28th, we are going to the Bowers. They put on a session of timeless memories. We do not have to make reservations. It will be in their big hall. It is not an exhibit. It is actually music, and it will be Jewish music. So it should be very, very interesting. There is a $15 charge for that. We'll pay it at the door. And I think I have 10 people that are planning to go already. Some people are members. If you are members, I believe it's free if you're a member. Am I correct? I think it's free if you're a member. I am not sure. And then we are planning Oktoberfest on Wednesday, October 4th, and I know there's been a lot of concern and a lot of wishing to have a hoedown. I'm planning to do one in November, so we will do a hoedown in November. We're going to do Oktoberfest on the 4th, and it will be outside. That's it, quick. Thank you all for coming.
What's the difference between a hoedown and a hootenanny?
Not too much. If any of you are familiar or know anybody from a square dancing group, please get in contact with me so I can make some contacts. Thanks.
You have a little bit more.
Oh, I have more? Oh, okay.
Well, I think maybe I left something in there.
Okay, Pachanga, we're not going to, I don't think we're going to do. I don't have enough people for it. I just talked about the Timeless Memories. Brea Mall is the 9th. I do want to talk about the ice cream Sunday social for Virginia Spence. Virginia will be 100 years old. Her daughter and group will be here to entertain. We will be doing ice cream sundaes for her. There is a card going around that Liz Bradley has. Please sign it. She wants to keep it very low key. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to keep it low-key with some little surprises for her. I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I know we ran a little late. Thank you for your patience. May you remember something positive. Autumn, which is only about a week away, is the season that teaches us that change can be beautiful. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week. Stay happy. Stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Thank you.